to the channel. Welcome back to TV. I'm the BMD, your host again of Meet the Band, and our new idea that we started in the year 2024, behind the scenes, it shows us the actual show setting up that you're about to see. And blessed to have, taking the time out of sound check and setup, is our guest today,
Lance Anderson.
Lance Anderson. And what do you do here in this production?
Well, I'm what's known as the musical director.
Okay.
So not only do I organize the whole thing and organize the sound check and call everybody for the gigs, and organize the rehearsals, but I'm also a producer of the show, of recordings we do with the Mad Dogs Parish, for instance. And yeah, I'm just basically the go-to guy.
You're the turnkey. So you assembled the band, auditioning, explain that process?
Well, I don't audition anybody because usually I just go, there are people that I know. And say for the Mad Dogs Parish that's opening the show tonight, that was something that Matt Weidinger, our singer-organist, Matt and I were doing this Mad Dog show. And we said, wouldn't it be great to have this sound, but doing all original stuff?
Beautiful.
And so I said, but I just didn't want to call the people I knew, which would be more my age. And we decided we'll have at least half and half. Half people his age, he's 30, and half people my age, and I'm over 30.
Gotcha. So am I. So the production itself is Mad Dog and Englishmen, a celebration of the music
of Joe Cocker and Leon
Russell. Okay.
That's our second show tonight. The first show as an opening act, we have the Mad Dogs Parish, which is another 12-piece band with 2 drummers. Basically the same setup as the Mad Dog setup because we were inspired by doing the Mad Dog show.
So what can the audience expect from show 1 and show 2? Is there a transition or totally separate? Please explain that.
Well, there will be an intermission. But it's in the same bag, because we were inspired by the Mad Dogs show, and we even do a couple of Beatle arrangements, different arrangements, like Leon used to do with Joe used to do with the Beatles songs. So yeah, we have it's a really great. It's a Mad Dogs Parish is nominated for new Artist of the Year at the Maple Blues Awards in 2020, and. We've gone on and played most of the major festivals in this area and in Quebec. We even last year went down to Panama, did a major festival in Panama. So it's a really hot band, and it's big, So
so is it considered a tour, or people are just knocking out your door, reaching out, hey, will you come to this festival next year, or how is your scheduling? It's not really a tour. But we find sometimes we do an anchor date, what we call an anchor date. We get a festival down east, and then we do different shows around that festival to travel down there. I do most of that, and Scott does most of the booking for, say, the Mad Dog show. Mad Dogs Parish is just our baby, and we're just doing it as it comes along. Yeah, Scott said it was outstanding.
Yeah, we're working on our second CD, so it's about halfway done. It should be out in the spring. And we're looking to do a lot of festivals next summer.
Can you tell us where the concept came from? Like, why that album? I know it almost didn't happen. It was like a 31-day in history, under 40 days to put it together.
The Mad Dog show. Yeah.
But how did your concept happen? Like, why did you think, I want to do that?
Well, that's a good question. I also do the Last Waltz and a number of different shows.
Okay, I didn't know
around Ontario. And they've all started with the Kitchener Blues Festival. The artistic director of the Kitchener Blues Festival for the last, it's almost 14 years now, has asked me to do a special show on Friday nights, a 2-hour show, on the Friday night there, using a lot of people. And the first idea I had was the Last Waltz. Last year we did a whole show on slow hand, Eric Clapton, the music of Eric Clapton. This Mad Dog show was another one, because it would employ a lot of people. So that's how it started. We did a one-off show, but it went over so well at the festival. And the people playing the music went, hey, we've got to do this some more. So they've all started that way.
So the band enjoyed it too.
Yeah. So it's really because I've been asked to do these special shows for the Kitchener Blues Festival, and then I've gone out.
Word of mouth.
And word of mouth, and we've gone out and played them all over Ontario.
So what about the band? I know
Yeah.
I'm interrupting, but
Yeah.
my head's going to,
Yeah.
we only have a short time.
Yeah.
What about the band when you want to pick that bass player or that piano, but not available? How do you get into second and third choices if that happens?
Well, we have that at times. We have subs that come in because with 12 people, you can't always count on them being available. And these are all stars. These are some of the best players in the country. So, you know, you've had people who've played with Anne Murray. One of the drummers played with Anne Murray, James Taylor, people like that.
Yeah.
So he's not always available.
Yes.
And in fact, our percussionist normal percussionist isn't here tonight. He plays with Manteca. He's in LA doing a concert. So we've actually got his son doing the concert with us tonight, and they're amazing. So no, I just think of the people because I was a record producer for years and years, and I knew a lot of session musicians. I knew a lot of artists, and I would just pick the right people for this kind of music.
Gotcha.
And then they have to love it. They have
So
to,
you must be well respected in the industry.
I've been around a while.
But yeah, but you got to be doing things right
I
for
hope
people
so.
to keep the respect. I
Yeah,
mean,
I hope so.
you're here. It looks. I don't know how many are in there, but the stage is full.
Oh yeah.
How many are in the bands?
There'll be 13 people on stage tonight.
Times two or just 13
13 for each show.
for each show?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
And
a lot of
again, I know I asked Mad Dogs and Englishmen.
Yeah.
Was that because it didn't almost come off? Did that allure you as a producer?
No, it's because I saw that when it first came out, and it was made for musicians because they were all the top musicians.
Oh
Leon
yes.
Russell,
Oh yes.
you know, put together Jim Keltner on drums, who's still one of the top
Yeah.
session drummers in the world. Played with on Ringo's tours.
All
and he-
Stars, man.
with
Yeah.
the Ringo All-Star Band. He also played with George Harrison on his records. I mean, you know, so Leon had put together the best people. And I sort of took inspiration from that to do this music again because you can't hear it. Nobody's
Yes,
doing it.
correct.
So we just thought, well, this would be fun. This music shouldn't
It's a great
shouldn't
idea.
die.
Great
You
idea.
just, and people just love it. I mean, and I say I've gathered people who really wanted to do this. You know, Matt Weidiger is 30 years old. Like that was his favorite recording as an 18-year-old.
Yeah. He looks a little bit like Cocker, and I saw some of the clips.
He's a lot taller.
The
He's a lot
voice.
taller.
Why I saw this,
Yeah.
but the hair kind of,
Yeah.
but also the voice tone was there. If you closed your eyes, you could feel it.
Well, he's got the same energy as Joe. We also do a Great Charles show, and Matt sings some of those songs, not all of the show. But so he's got that Ray Charles phrasing. And Ray Charles said about Joe Cocker, he said, "Man, that guy must have slept with my records
Yes.
because he sounds so much like me."
Now, does
And-
Matt have the body movements,
Well, that again,
or it's just Matt?
We're not doing impersonation.
Gotcha.
So Matt just
Gotcha.
sings it the way he's going to sing it.
Gotcha.
And most of the time, he's at a keyboard. He plays
Gotcha.
both Hammond organ. He plays guitar, Hammond organ, piano. This is one gifted guy.
Everybody get along?
Oh yeah, well that's
You are
That's right.
refereeing?
no. That's the
That's
only way
good.
this works.
That's
Because
good.
it would just be crazy if people didn't get along.
So your opinion about the tribute, I know you switched me about celebration.
Right.
I get that.
Yeah.
What do you think about It's Hot as a Cracker, industry-wise?
Well, a lot of tribute bands and celebration bands. And by the way, we call it celebration because we don't impersonate anybody.
Gotcha.
But there's nothing wrong with the people who do the tributes. That's fine. I mean, you know, there's a generation of people that, like any generation, doesn't let go of their music.
Me included.
Yeah, and a lot of these bands, like say we do the music of the band, well, there's only one band member that's still alive. You're never going to hear that music live again if it wasn't for us putting it together. And the Last Waltz, we're doing shows
Yeah.
in Brantford and in Chatham, Ontario in November. They're on sale, by the way.
Yeah.
And we use, the drummer is Levon Helm's godson, who plays
Wow.
the drums. And we, again, use 13 people on stage, so the full band, and then with the horn section and everything that was in the Last Waltz. And we've been doing that show for 14 years.
So you mentioned to me, I don't know how old, you don't have to say.
I'm 71.
I'm 67, so we're in those eras, and the
Yeah.
band, the Joe Cocker, as I told you, was my first thing.
Yeah.
So we probably liked similar music, but again, Joe Cocker and Leon Russell had a big catalog of
Yeah.
music. Please, I know I asked you already, but I want you to expand on it. Why the Mad Dogs and Englishmen? Just because it was just a crazy tornado and it caught wind and it worked.
Yeah.
My opinion. You tell me yours.
Well, I agree. It certainly was a tornado. It was like a gospel tent experience that they put on stage. And with two drummers, once you work with two drummers, that's why the Matchless Parish, our own band, original material, has two drummers on it.
Nice.
And once you work with two drummers, it's not that they're just twice as loud, which they aren't. It's the fact that there's these interplaying rhythms between the drummers as they play, even if they're playing almost the same thing, that creates this kind of chugging effect, chugga, 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 and it's just so exciting. It just picks you up, you know. And once you hear this, and we've had guests come in and sing with us, and they don't want to go back to a band with one drummer.
Interesting.
So we have two drummers and a percussion, and we have piano and organ on stage, and three
I
background
noticed the
singers.
organ was an older looking one too.
Oh yeah, well
back
that's an
in
old
the
Hammond.
time. That's
Oh
what
yeah,
I
that's
thought.
a Hammond organ, yeah.
Listen, we got 3 questions
Yeah.
to go. I know you're busy, and
Yeah.
thank you again for taking the time. 3 questions to go. How tough, for the young ones coming up, how tough is the music industry?
Well, it's tough. It's especially tough because of the whole thing that's happening with streaming, which has just taken the revenue away from especially independent bands. You know, somebody signed to a major recording contract. The majors worked out their own deal with the streaming companies, so they're doing all right. As a matter of fact, major record companies are making more money now than they've ever made in their history.
Wow.
But none of it's coming down to the average musician or the independent. So that's got to stop. And there's no reason why it should be. They just don't want to share the money. That's all that's happening.
Agreed.
It's greed. But you know, I like to think these kind of shows that we do, and this, we're using an original band,
Yeah.
Matchless Parish, to open for this Mad Dogs show. So we're getting fans of Mad Dogs who know that music, and then they're going to hear our music. And frankly, we've done shows where Mad Dogs played a festival one year, the next year Matchless Parish played, and we got the same reaction with Matchless Parish, songs that people had never heard, to the Mad Dog show, which they'd heard for 50 years.
Wow.
It was the same reaction. So really, it's the music that's important, and it's what you put into it.
And they always say the music lives forever.
Yeah. So you know, we've had, and Matchless Parish record has gone all around the world. You know, people are playing it all over.
1970, I was turning 14.
Yeah.
I'm 67 interviewing you, blessed to do that. And my favorite album that I started out with at 14.
Wow. Yeah.
So to me, it is a wow factor.
Oh yeah. Well, you're gonna love this.
I will. Second question. We call them young bloods.
Yeah.
All the young males and females
Yeah.
coming up. What is your tip of the day for those that are getting hung up on, slam the door in their face, hey kid, get out of here? What do you recommend all your seasoned years in? What do you recommend for the young bloods?
I would recommend follow your heart. Do what you want to do. Don't chase other things. You know, don't chase whatever's happened today. If you're not really into it, but you think, well, if I do this, I might make it big. Don't do that. Just go after what really turns your crank. If it turns your crank, there will be an audience out there that you will be able to find that will turn their cranks too. And that's the best thing to do. And also, play as much as you can. We have young people playing the show tonight. This gives them the experience. You know, I'm not apologizing because we're doing cover tunes of Joe Cocker.
Mhm.
We're giving I'm giving 12 musicians work tonight. You know, and we're giving them work all through these shows that, like I said, we're doing, we have 2 sold out shows at the Last Waltz at the beginning of November, but then in the late November, we have these 2 shows in Chatham and Brantford that still have tickets for sale. All this is work for musicians that gives them, instead of just them going off as a young musician and doing, you know, waiting on tables or something to make money, they can still do this, and they gain the experience of playing in theaters, of doing professional shows that they can turn to their original music.
Final question.
Yeah.
I know I'm keeping you. I know you're trying to leave and I won't let you. Listen, people want to speak to you on a personal note.
Yeah.
Tell me your social media IDs.
They could go to Make It Real Records. That's the name of my record company.
Okay.
I only do live off the floor recording, everybody in the same room at the same time, record people. So it's called Make It Real. And if they go to makeitrealrecords.com, the contact info there is for me. They can get in touch with me.
And you will respond.
And I will. I am Make It Real Records. So I
Folks, you heard it from the musical director, the producer, the production. We call them turnkey. Been so happy to have on the show Meet the Band behind the scenes live at the Regent Theater. I'm the BMD, and I've been blessed to have as a guest
Lance Anderson.
Lance Anderson. Well, that's a good one. And you know what we say to everybody? If you're happy, tell a friend. See you next time.
Exactly.
We are back here live at the Regent Theater with one of my favorite things we do on the show. I'm the BMD, and you are watching and listening to Meet the Band, and behind the scenes is our episode. But before we do that, we are proud to have, as usual, Scott Templeton, partner of Blackrose Entertainment. And sir, you're looking sharp. Did we phone each other about being ready? I love the shirt.
We're almost coordinated.
Listen, last time we were together, we were at the Spice Queens.
Yeah.
Just want a bit of a follow-up because I left, you had to stay. Tell the audience about the show, how did it go, and the meet and greet, which seemed good.
Oh, I'll tell you what, they were so much fun. If you get a chance to go and see a drag show, they're the ones you want to see because, man, they knocked it out.
So you're going to have them back?
Oh, we're having them back.
Point?
We're actually going to have them back next year, June 28th.
Okay.
Which will be the last weekend of Pride Month.
Yes.
And so they're on board. They're coming in. They're going to have a full show. The audience absolutely went nuts for them.
And the meet and greet, they were screaming like the Beatles were in the building.
Yeah, it was just great. Even when they came on stage, they were screaming. There were people from all over the place that came out. They would have liked to know about it a little earlier, which is why I'm doing it now, June 28th, 2025. Yes. Keep the date available. They're coming back. It'll be the same show with a lot of different acts, say individual acts in the second half.
Okay. Catching up with you is like catching up with a hurricane and a tornado. You've upped your schedule on appearances and programming of shows.
Yep.
Tell us, the listeners and the viewer, what have you got cooking in the kitchen?
Wow, this month is coming up big. We have different shows like Listen to the Music, Doobie Brothers Tribute, Hotel California, Tribute to the Eagles, the original Hotel California. We have original artist Mad Dogs, who's coming in to sing on he's coming in to sing
on the Sunday.
I can't remember what date it is. It's in June. It's in November.
16th. I'm going.
I think it's the 17th, but you're correct.
I'm going.
Yep. And he'll be here singing the music of Tony Bennett. Most of us know him. He did the homage to Frank Sinatra last year. Sold out great. There's seats available right now, but let's fill them because this is a show you don't want to miss.
So tell us about your schedule. Take a breath because you may get winded on all the stops you're making.
Well, in November there's a whole bunch of shows coming up. Like I said before, we have Hotel, Listen to the Music, Grand Evolution. They're spread out across Ontario. To really check us out, go to our Facebook page. I have every event up on the Facebook page. Blackrose Entertainment Canada. You'll see it there. We have postings all the time. We have ads running for all of our shows. Now we have a lot of original artists coming up. We have, like I said, Mad Dogs. Late January 2025, we have Saga coming to the Regent Theatre, Belleville, and Meaford.
Wow.
So we have that's going on. Coming up, we have Glass Tiger in March.
Wow.
We have shows, we have actually Goddles here on October 31st.
Wow.
He's probably not played for 7 years. His show went on sale. He sold out. It took 2 months. We sold him out. So Halloween night, Goddle is here at the Regent Theatre.
Wow.
There's no singles left. I know I just released a few artist tickets. I don't know if they're still available, but
What about a ticket for the BMD?
well, the box office is over there.
Okay. Listen, I want to know, can you tease us for what's coming up on 2025? We started that. You threw a bone out last time we talked. I don't want you giving it away, but let's tease the audience to keep them active.
Well, we have Saga.
Yeah.
Okay, we got David Wilcox, March 20th.
Oh.
We have Glass Tiger coming. I'm still working, negotiating, but we could have another big name in April.
Okay.
And it will be April 22nd, and it will be on my birthday.
Can you tease us a little bit without getting in trouble?
Yeah, I can tease you. It's not too bad. It's a really good show. If you go outside to your deck and it's late at night, you turn on your lights. What do you call that? Patio lanterns.
Oh, interesting. I think I have an idea.
So we go from there to May. I'm up to May right now, and trust me, we're just bulldozing ahead. But in May, and I can say it because it's all in agreement already through email and everything else, but we're bringing Gowan here.
Wow.
May 15th, Gowan will be here.
I got to get to meet him. I think I told you last time, not meet him. I grew up with him. We were neighbors.
Yep.
Neighbors.
Oh, that's amazing.
I mean, from toddler right up to adult.
Are you not in his band?
No, I wasn't good enough.
Oh, okay.
His brother beat me up. He's now the bass player for
There we
Sticks
go.
too.
That's a good thing because he didn't ask me to sing either.
So, any other teasers?
You know what? For now, I'm going to leave it at that.
You're going to leave it at
I'm
that?
going to leave it at that because I think that brings us up into May.
Okay, folks, you've been listening to Scott's Corner here live at the Regent Theatre. He's the owner, operator, and partner. We have met the missus and have invited her to the show. Scott is working on that. You're listening to Meet the Band Behind the Scenes with me, the BMD, on Rogers Television everywhere. Until next time, hey, thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Sing about the sweet magnolia time. Black-eyed Susie cooks the catfish stew, and Papa drinks some homemade wine.
Are we back again, Lucas? Are we back again? What are we looking at, like November now? Holy moly, man, things are like moving along in the old Straw Rock City, I tell you that much. And I think what's really interesting about November is because you know how we dig the local. There's a lot of like local content. Obviously like big shows coming through, Arkells, James Vincent Morrow. But what excites me, the Ontario Philharmonic is back at the Regent, which is amazing. I think they got it November 28th. Let me check my notes, as they say. November 30th. They got a holiday special with the Nutcracker. That you got to go see. The Philharmonic is 100% one of the great jewels of Oshawa, Durham region, probably GTA. It's great. So it's not always like just rock and roll here. We like music of all kinds. However, there is a lot of rock and roll happening too, because the 222 has a sort of like a tribute to its dungeon days, like its old history as a dungeon, with some local bands. Contour, really good bands. I think they just played Convergence. Conversation, Fifth, if you know how to pronounce it. And then Halia, who played Cops here a little while ago. Really good lineup, really good band, really like Halia. He'll tell me. November 28th, which is on my mind, is a Battle of the Bands. So a lot of local bands. That's going to be at the Bond Street as well. So you can check them out. You can enter. There's a prize of like $1,000 for your band. So if you want to, like, you know, it's good, man, contact them. At the Biltmore on Friday, November 1st. So right to the very beginning of the month. We've got Of the Unknown, Lear Haven, Please Respond, and Proof of Dog. And I've been listening to Lear Haven's record. So good, man. Like, if you like all kind of classic rock, all the way from like Aerosmith right through to the White Stripes, it's like super, super sleazy. It's good stuff. So you should go definitely check out this. And then November 16th, Welcome Home to the Standstills. Haven't played here in a long time. A duo doing great stuff. And now they're playing a hometown gig. So that's going to be awesome to see those cats, because I haven't seen them in quite some time and I'm really fond of them. And then there's a big kind of metal show also at the Biltmore on November 23rd. Seagrave, Napoleon, Beguiler are cool. Pneumonia Breath and Afraid. So it's non-stop, and that's like the local stuff. But also Stephen Stanley Band, who's played Cops, is making a return on November 8th with Evan Rotella. You've heard his name before. He's amazing. He's a good kid. He just played That's All at the 222, I think. And who else we got? We got Carries with Featurette. November 14th at the Biltmore. Equal is going to be opening that, which is a local duo as well, which is cool. And Friday, November 15th, Danny Michelle and Steve Pulse. Mac Dusk is at the Regent on the 17th. He's amazing. And then Wednesday, November 20th, No Means No Drummer, one of the great Canadian legends of punk rock, like global punk rock, is coming in with his band. That's John Wright. He's in with his band Dead Bobs. You got to check out those kids. And then I think, we already mentioned that the Arkells are coming through, which is fun. And then, you know, somebody might say Mo Mucker, but it's not like I know him or anything like that. But James Vincent Morrow, who's from Dublin, I believe, is coming into the Biltmore. So yes, that's the shows, man. Like, and that's like, it's madness. I don't even know why we should just throw it up in the air. It's madness.
Hey folks, the BMD here on my show Meet the Band. If you or your group would like to be a guest on the show, email us at thebmdpodcast@gmail.com. See you then.